Hello and welcome back to JW's Dugout. John here. Happy Tuesday. I'm back after a short little trip to New York City, the homeland, over the weekend. And we were there from Thursday through Sunday for a little bit of work stuff, but also for a wedding. And I managed to sneak in some Knicks basketball. I went to the Knicks and Celtics game on Friday night at MSG. Pretty good seats right by the Knicks bench, and I'll show some footage from that at the end of this video for those of you who are interested. But man, I really loved being back home. We've been down here, as I've mentioned, for a couple of years now, but man, do I miss it. Man, do we miss it. My wife misses it as well. So, who knows what the future holds, but it was a great wedding, great food, and yes, we miss the kids like crazy. So definitely happy to be back amid the chaos. So a couple things that I wanted to address in this video, a couple things that I've had on my mind lately. First off, time. It's tough, and I feel guilty. And that's kind of the focus of this video, because I really want to support other YouTubers who support me. And I've been having a little problem with that lately. I want to watch everybody's content. I want to leave comments. I want to hang out on the live streams. But honestly, when it comes down to it, there really just isn't enough hours in the day. And between work and, family obligations and trying to squeeze in a little hobby time, I'm starting to realize I just really can't do it all. So if I'm not showing up as often as I'd like, please know it's not for the lack of interest in your video, in your content. It's just life, and that's what it comes down to. So I'm going to try to dedicate some time here, in there to really dive into other creators' videos, and it's really just about balance. And right now I'm not exactly winning that game, but I'm trying to stay positive, and I want to definitely support others in the community. So I will do my best to leave comments and to watch videos moving forward. So I just wanted to quickly address that. But speaking of other YouTube creators, Jayhawker Vintage Cards, want to talk about his video for a second. So his recent video about buying big cards in person really hit home for me. He gave me a little shout out in the video description, which I really appreciate. He said his ideas behind it were loosely based on a couple other videos that he watched, including mine from a couple weeks ago. And between the whole process of dealing with eBay authentication and shipping delays and just weird issues, it's been heavy on my mind lately over the past couple months. And it's just not the same as picking up a card face to face. There's the risk at the price of reward buying online, and I feel like you're missing out on a whole lot of nostalgia when you're purchasing through a warehouse, so to speak, and not in first person. So I've been feeling that a lot lately, and I wish I could make it out to more shows, but at this stage of life, carving out the time is really no small feat. So sometimes, it's just not the card budget that's the issue. It's the bandwidth. But really, I digress. So that's something that I'm really going to be focused on, in the coming months, is to try to get out there and purchase in person rather than just sticking to online forums. So a few other things. Quick channel update before we get into some of the pickups that I have today. I've got some upcoming videos that I want to just announce real quick. I've got the 1995 World Series champion Atlanta Braves autograph showcase video that's coming out later this week, more than likely on Thursday. And then I'm going to be continuing with the Hall of Fame auto series. We are up to the classes of 2010 and 2009, so that'll be later this week as well. The More Than It Seems podcast, I want to quickly announce that it just wrapped up what I'm calling season 1. That is 12 episodes in the books, which I'm really proud of. I'm going to be taking a short little break on that, probably for like a week or two. One, I want to do some outside research and see what other areas that I can really track down, other stories, other characters in baseball history, and I want to take some time. I don't want to rush it. So I'll start season 2 here in the next couple of weeks. And then there's also a new exciting collaboration project in the works with another YouTuber that I'm really excited about. It's going to focus on some forgotten legends in the hobby, and I will definitely announce more details as soon as that comes out. And that's probably going to be in the next couple weeks, sometime in November. So a lot of exciting things in the works, but for now, I want to show off some of my pickups. Let's swing the camera around and take a look at some key cards that came in over the course of the last couple weeks. All right, guys. First up, I just want to mention that I've got a number of cards coming from Jake over at Legends Never Dies Virgil collection that he hosted on Sunday. He did his first YouTube sale, and those are actually already out in the mail. So I'm very excited about those. I should receive them likely in the next couple days. So definitely stay tuned for that. I'll probably show them off at some point next week. But the first pickup I do have in hand is this Martin Diego card from Reindeer Studios, Scott over at Reindeer Studios. Beautiful, beautiful custom piece. Along with, and you probably saw as I was doing the intro here, picked up one of his polar bear back shirts, if I can talk. So really, really happy with both. They both look incredible. I would highly, highly recommend them. Excellent quality, super fast shipping, and just a big thank you to Scott to sending these over. Particularly with this card, I was interested in it not only because the card is beautiful, the artwork's beautiful, but Scott is doing something that is very supportive of Orlando over at A Collector's Dream, where he is donating the proceeds to this card and, you know, every version of it that he sells to cancer charity, I believe, at the end of the year. So really happy to have picked this up. I've got the autograph on the back. Love it. And just a beautiful piece of art. So I'm very proud to have purchased this, to own it, and obviously to support both Scott and Orlando in the process. All right, so first card that I want to show off is from the first edition of Rabbit Hole Auctions. The first auction for that organization ended on Sunday of last week, and I ended up winning a card. I ended up bidding on two separate cards. Both, of course, you guessed it, were Hank Aaron's. I was outbid on one of them, but I did manage to win the other one, which is great. So I ended up grabbing a 1968 Topps Game Hank Aaron in a, I would say, beautiful PSA 4. It's in great condition. Got the Rabbit Hole business card on the back. But classic look, fun little oddball piece that's been on my radar for a while. Not a terribly expensive card. The other card I will say was a 1959 Topps Hank Aaron that I was outbid for. I believe it was in a PSA 4. Just lost out on that, but really happy to pick this one up. Again, not super expensive, but a card that I wanted to add to my Hank Aaron run, and very, very happy to have won it through Rabbit Hole Auctions. So, I got a nice note from them, and they said, to be on the lookout for their next auction. So really happy with the process, super fast shipping, and just a nice Hank Aaron piece to add to the collection. All right, so I have 4 baseball cards on top of this to show off, along with a few interesting pieces that I'll explain here in a second. So again, as always, I'm on a Hank Aaron kick, and I picked up 3 very big cards to my collection, and one of them was on my list of the top 10 cards I want to own before I die. And I'm super happy that I was able to check one off the list this early on. This one came up for auction on eBay. I guess it was about probably 4 weeks ago now. The crazy thing is it was stuck in eBay authentication, like most things are, for quite some time. And that is the 1955 Topps doubleheaders Hank Aaron in an SGC3. Now, when I made that list, I was really shooting for, a mid-grade. I was fine with either a 3 or a 4, and, this is off-centered, of course, but I just wanted the card. I think it's such a great image of Hank. I love how just iconic it looks. Very simple. Hank Aaron, outfield, Milwaukee Braves. And then you've got Ray Herbert, the pitcher for the Tigers, on the back. Some stats from Hank Aaron. And just a beautiful, beautiful card. And really, probably the centerpiece at the moment of my Hank Aaron collection. So really happy to have stuck it out to a certain price point and picked it up. So we'll check one off the top 10 list. And again, I hope to get one card from that top 10 list, one a year for the next 10 years, and then I'll be in good shape, right, guys? All right. So the other big Hank Aaron card, actually two more big Hank Aaron cards that I picked up. We will start with the 1958 Topps Hank Aaron, white name, in a PSA 3. And I actually think this might even look a little bit better than a PSA 3. It's pretty well centered. There is a little bit of a ding on the corner here, but vibrant colors. It really, really pops, the green in the background. Very similar to the Warren Spahn Red Heart. Same kind of green. Just really pops, and I just love the look of it. Fresh-faced Hank Aaron. Super young in this. But a simple, sharp design. Still need to get the yellow lettering version. The back looks great. I love it. Absolutely love it. So I'm very close to finishing the 50 run of Hank Aaron. Missing the 54, of course, and missing the 59. So I'll check those off pretty soon. So you probably guessed what this one is that's coming up. The 1957 Topps Hank Aaron in a PSA 3. And I'm actually going to take it out of this case because it's actually not providing the best presentation of this card because there's a little bit of a nick in the sleeve. This one, you know, top to bottom is definitely off. But I was more concerned about the image, and I think the image looks beautiful on this. The registration looks great. Of course, you've got the reverse image, Aaron batting left-handed in this. But just an excellent card. The back looks amazing. Hammerin' Hank was the top batter in the National League in 1956. He won the hitting crown by jumping into the league lead in July and staying there for the last 2 months. During 1 week, early in the season, Hank got red hot and skyrocketed his average 42 points. A real speedster, he led the NL in most hits, most doubles, and placed third in slugging. This is a card I've been wanting for years. And I'm like, I really want to make a conscious effort of finishing off the 50s. The 54 Topps is going to take me a very long time to acquire. I would love to do it in the next couple of years. The 59 Topps, I'm going to handle. I'll get that done by the end of the year. And then I've got a few from the 60s I need to pick off and a few from the 70s. And I'll be in really, really good shape with this run. So love that. All right, we do have one modern card for this this run of pickups, and you guys are going to laugh at me, but the 2025 Topps Chrome Fred McGriff World Series champion autograph out of 100. This one is 15 of 100. You know, the crime dog finally gets his ring in this card. I had to get this. It has the 95 World Series logo on it, my all-time favorite team. And I saw this one in the most recent Topps Chrome release, and I knew I had to have it. So I got a really good price on this on eBay. We'll read the back real quick. Fred's first ever World Series at bat was a home run off veteran starter Orel Hershiser in 1995. He had 4 extra base hits, 3 RBIs, and a 955 OPS in the series while batting in the cleanup spot for Atlanta. McGriff was a clutch October performer throughout his Hall of Fame career. He batted .303 with 10 home runs and 37 RBI in 50 postseason games. It's a beautiful card there. Yet another Fred McGriff card to add to the collection. All right. Now I gotta admit, guys, I've shown off some Charlie Brown stuff in the past, and I don't know how well received it is. It's probably not that well received, but here's what I'm doing here. I want to talk about something for a second. So I was inspired by our good friend over at Straight Race Cards, Matt. Matt, as many of you know, he's collecting all Rangers cards with his 2 boys. And I absolutely love that idea. I cannot wait to get my kids into collecting cards. They're still a little bit on the younger side. Like I've mentioned before, I've got a 5-year-old girl. I've got an almost 3-year-old boy. And I have a 19-month-old girl. So they're not quite there yet. I've bought my son, some singles of some big cards that are on display in his room, like a Chipper Jones autograph rookie, a few other ones that are just on, showcase until he gets of age. But I really want him to be able to touch the cards. I want him to be able to feel the cards and get the enjoyment out of everything that comes along with that. So I came up with an idea. He loves baseball, don't get me wrong. But, he's not even 3 yet. He doesn't know the players. But there's one guy that he does know, okay? So bear with me for a second. That guy is Charlie Brown. Who doesn't love Charlie Brown? I love Charlie Brown. I grew up with Peanuts. I grew up reading the Peanuts comic strip in the daily newspaper. I, watched all the holiday specials as a kid, and I loved the parallels to Charlie Brown in baseball. He was a baseball fan. He was a baseball player. He wasn't very good, but there were so many parallels growing up. When I was a very, very young kid, I'm not talking about like I'm sitting there watching him when I was in high school. When I was a very young kid, there was a lot of parallels. He loved baseball. The show taught some great life lessons, and I have a soft spot for it. What can I say? So my idea with this is the 2014 Topps All-Star Game Fan Fest Redemption Peanuts card of Charlie Brown. I thought this was pretty cool. I picked this up for like $4 or $5. Some great factoids here. Let's see. Charlie Brown made his baseball debut August 24th, 1951. He had a case of Little Leaguer's elbow at the start of the 64 season. You gotta love it. All right, I won't read the whole thing, but so here's my idea. I've got this card here. I also went out and for, I think it was like $15, okay? I picked up a stack of 1992 Pro Sport, and these are in great condition, Peanuts cards. And these are all Peanuts comic strip cards, and you've got Linus and Charlie Brown in their baseball uniforms. And they're just like mini comic strips. And I thought to myself, what better way to get my son interested in cards and interested in, Peanuts and Charlie Brown than purchasing some Peanuts cards for him. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in a binder, a la Matt from Straight Race Cards, and we're going to look through it together, and we'll read some of the comic strips, and we'll get him interested in cards. And then, when he comes of age, probably in the next year or two, we'll make the transition over to baseball cards. And I hope that provides him with some appreciation for the hobby and appreciation for, his dad's love for baseball. And then, I'm not going to lie, Matt, I'm probably going to steal your idea. When the kids come of age, I'm going to collect all Braves cards. I think that's a wonderful idea. I love the fact that you're doing that. I've been incredibly busy with work and travel that I haven't been able to dig around in my closet for some Rangers cards. So some of those will be heading your way when I get around to it. But the goal, the end goal is to get everybody in my family into cards, all the kids into cards. And what better way to do that than one of my childhood favorites? And if it doesn't work, it's okay. It's okay. Not everybody has to be into the hobby, but at least they can see what their dad is passionate about. All right, so that's it for today's video. I appreciate you guys sticking around. If you want, I'm going to actually show some images and clips from my trip to New York City back home, and including some images of the Knicks Celtics game. And as always, I thank you guys for stopping by the Dugout. Be sure to like, subscribe, drop a comment down below, and let me know what you've picked up lately or which of these cards are your favorite. We'll catch you next time.
From Kentucky, number 22, Carl Anthony Towns. Over 67 from Indiana, number 8, O.G. Anunoby. And 6'2", from West Virginia, number 2. From Villanova, number 25.